Most coaches and consultants think they need to spend a ton of time working on this one little part of their business. They think that's what they need in order to get rolling and start growing fast. But it's actually the exact thing that's slowing them down. So, look, if you're making this mistake, you shouldn't feel bad because it's really common. So, if you want to get your coaching or consulting business going quickly, it doesn't matter how much you focus on this one part because if the other parts of your business aren't working, you're not going to see any results. So today, I want to show you how to recognize this mistake. And if it's you, I want to help you shift gears and take advantage of 3 fast growth strategies that will actually help you start growing and start getting clients faster. So let's dive in. I'm Laura Zavelson, and this is the GenXpert Show, where we talk about how you can capitalize on what you already know to build a coaching or consulting business that gives you control over your time, your impact, and your financial opportunity so you never, ever have to be out there looking for a job again, unless you really want to. So, one common frustration I hear from my clients is that they feel like they're spending all this time on social media. They're stalking people on LinkedIn, they're networking, they're doing all the things, and it's not moving the needle. And so, what they feel like they need to be doing is more, posting more, getting on more platforms, adding complicated upsells. Well, here's the truth. Most of them hit that wall and they experience that frustration because they start in the wrong place. So they think that more marketing is the answer, but the real key to fast growth is fixing what happens before marketing. So I usually explain this in terms of a revenue engine, a series of interlocking gears. So your business is made up of a program, a price, and an authentic message. And all of that feeds into marketing, which drives sales. Once you get those 3 first things working, they work together to put power behind your marketing. And that's what get you sales. So look, in a few minutes, I'm going to share with you 3 growth strategies that you can use to power up the program part of that foundation, that thing you sell. So when you put your most valuable resources, your money and your time into marketing, it actually works. And you get people raising their hands and saying yes, so you can grow your business faster. So let's get to that mistake I was talking about at the beginning. You've probably already guessed it by now. And I have to say, it's super common and it's reinforced by a lot of internet messaging out there. So if this is you, I don't want you to feel bad. But the truth is, I've seen this over and over. Most coaches and consultants and entrepreneurs for that matter, they start marketing too soon. And they build their businesses backwards. So they start by creating the website and then setting up social media and then trying to get visibility without first making sure they have something to sell that people actually want to buy. Now, look, I'm not talking about offer validation. I'm not talking about checking to see if there's a demand for something before you sell it. I'm talking about putting a full on marketing program into place and a sales strategy into place and expecting sales to happen before you're clear about what you're trying to sell and who you're trying to sell it to. I kind of think of this as like the website and the social media illusion. So I can't tell you how many times I've heard, I just need to finish my website before I'll start getting clients. No, actually, you don't. Your website is not what gets you clients. You being super clear about what they can buy from you, that's what's going to get you clients. So, look, I want to do a quick check in with you right now. Can you answer these 3 questions about your business? What problem are you solving? Who do you solve it for? And why does it matter to that person to get the problem solved? So, if you can't clearly and succinctly answer those questions, honestly, and don't get mad at me for saying this, but you're probably marketing too early. So, if marketing isn't the answer, what do you need to do to get that revenue engine up and running? What should you focus on? Well, my recommendation would be to focus on your program, your offer, that thing that you sell. And I am going to give you 3 things that you can do right now to make that offer stronger. So here are the 3 strategies. Growth strategy number 1, be clear about your customer and their problem. So if you guys have listened to more than one of my videos, you know I don't think an ideal customer avatar goes far enough. Most coaches do this exercise, just as they're going into business, and they're writing down all kinds of demographics and this person's interests and what they read and whether or not they have pets. Look, none of that matters if you don't have a focus area. So it's a person who has all those characteristics, but it's also a problem that they have that you're going to help them solve. So if let's say your help statement is like, I help women feel integrated and aligned. Well, my question is, so what? right? What I would rather hear is a much more specific person and problem. So I help women over 40 gain strength so they can keep running for joy and exercise into their 50s and beyond. Okay. Do you see the difference between those two things? And do you see how, if I say the second one, someone is going to see themselves in that and they might raise their hand to buy what I'm selling? Here's another one. Instead of just saying, oh, I'm a college admissions coach, you could say, I help high school students pick colleges that are the best match for them for both academics and enjoyment, and then guide them through the application process so they can enjoy their senior year with less stress. Right. So if I'm a mom and I'm on the internet and I'm looking for someone who I want to hire to help my kid get into school, am I going to go after just college admissions coach? Or am I going to go after someone who has a help statement that's really specific and gives me something that I want for my child, which is less stress their senior year? So you see how getting specific about the person and the problem can really make a difference once you start marketing. So the next question you might be asking is, how are you going to get the answer to those questions, right? How are you going to know what problems you could possibly solve? Well, instead of guessing, I'm going to recommend something kind of radical. Go ask them. Have 3 to 5 20-minute conversations with either past clients or the people who are similar to the people you want to be your clients. Okay. This is absolutely critical in the process I use with my clients in Business Breakthrough, where we build signature programs and we know before they launch that it's something that the clients want to buy. The next growth strategy you can use is to do something that I call picking a poison ivy problem. So, what is a poison ivy problem? Poison ivy problems are the ones that are so itchy and annoying that people will do almost anything to fix them. It's the kind of problem that keeps somebody up at night. So, a lot of times when people are just first going into business, they pick problems that are nice to solve instead of something that somebody needs to solve. Nice to solve is fine, but it's much harder to get somebody to pull out their credit card for that. If you have a need to solve problem and you tell people that's what you do, they are going to be much more likely to say, oh, I need that. And now you have a client. Let me give you another example. One of my clients was struggling to get traction with her career coaching business. She was saying, like, I help people find fulfilling work. But after she talked to real people, she shifted her focus to I help people over 50 get hired after a layoff. And suddenly people started coming to her because she was solving a problem that they cared about and that they understood that that's what she did. So, again, the secret to finding this poison ivy problem is talking to potential clients. And when you're talking and having these conversations, pay attention where they start to get emotional or maybe a little agitated. If they start to talk faster or talk more, that's a really good sign that you're getting close to identifying a poison ivy problem. So, why do we care about picking the right problem? Well, the reality is, you talk to your audience, there's probably going to be more than one problem that you can fix. And over time, you can build a business that fixes a lot of different problems for that customer, or that fixes the same problem for a lot of different customers. But when you're just starting out, you really need to be able to focus. You're going to have so much going on. And in terms of convincing people to work with you, it is much, much easier if you start with one specific person and one specific problem. And it's going to speed up your client acquisition. You're going to get more clients faster if you pick a problem that people are eager to get solved. Which leads me into my third growth strategy here, which is to focus on one offer, two at the absolute maximum. So this one seems kind of counterintuitive, right? When you look at people at the top of your area, whatever area that you're in, they probably have a bunch of offers, right? So why wouldn't you just mirror their business, and that should work for you too? Well, that follow the leader strategy is effective in a lot of areas, but not when you're trying to get that first growth wave. Your absolute best chance is to pick one offer that solves a poison ivy problem for a specific audience and to focus on that for a year. And yes, I said a year. Now, the reason I left a window for a second offer is that depending on the price of your main offer, you may create a less expensive entry point or an introductory offer that lets people get to know and trust you. Because again, you don't have years of testimonials and sort of a digital footprint out there that lets people know that you're credible and you're not going to screw them over. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to build that main offer first. Okay. This is the program where you're going to expect to get 70 to 80% of your revenue. All right. Um, your business is going to be on so much more solid ground when you have that. And it's going to be a game changer for your marketing efforts. So when you build that program, that thing you're going to sell, make it about giving your clients something really tangible. Because I know you can solve a lot of problems, but I want you to focus this offer on giving them something so when you tell them about it, it's easy for them to raise their hands and say, hey, I want that. So if you can give them an accomplishment or a system for doing something, something they can point to as a win, okay, this is going to make it easier to get those first sales. Okay, so let's just put all this back together. What I hope you're excited about after watching this video is that there's actually something else you can do to get your business going that does not involve a new social media platform. Um, and so while you're putting this revenue engine together, you're going to start with that signature program, what you sell. And the three things that we talked about that make it easier to sell, easier to for people to say yes. First, we're going to answer those three questions. And if you don't know the answer, you're going to talk to some people, okay? And then based on what they say, you're going to have a choice of some problems, and you are going to pick the one that feels most like a poison ivy problem that they feel is most like a poison ivy problem. Okay, that's important. And then you're going to create a super straightforward program to solve that problem. And that's where you're going to focus your energy. Okay. And if you want some help building out your revenue engine so your marketing actually gets results, I can help. Drop the word breakthrough in the comments and I will send you all the information you need. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.